Hey, welcome back. Good to be with you at 10:17 this morning. We are live on 11 Alive Plus, and it is Wednesday, January 7th. Hope you and your family staying healthy as we are coming off the holidays. Unfortunately, a lot of people coming down with the flu this season. We are watching as cases surge. We've been talking about it for a few days right now. It is widespread and severe here in Georgia. I want to bring in a state epidemiologist here in Georgia, Dr. Cherie Drenzek, joining us now. Dr. Drenzek, it's great to have you with us on an important topic. Thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you, Dan. It's a pleasure to be here.
So when we talk about the flu being widespread and severe, what does that actually look like in ERs and doctors' offices across the state?
Yeah, this season is really shaping up to be a bad flu season, it looks like. What we're seeing now are actually over almost 12% of all visits to emergency departments in Georgia are due to what we call influenza-like illness, people that have symptoms of flu. So this is really high. It's even higher than it is nationally. Nationally, it's at about 8.6%. This is
Hmm.
really what we consider sort of peak levels of flu and is much higher than, over the previous few years. We're seeing flu all across the state. It's not concentrated really in one area of the state versus another. And what also is really significant, I think, about this season versus, for example, last, is that already in Georgia, we have documented 29 deaths due to influenza infection. Three-quarters of those were in individuals that were older, over the age of 65. But if you look back last year at the same time, we hadn't documented any yet.
Wow.
We did yeah, later in the season we did, but it seems to be typical of a year like this where we have what we call an H3N2 strain that's slightly different, has mutated a little bit, and is causing these severe flu infections.
Are we also seeing any kind of Christmas surge in these numbers? I think back to the COVID times when we were all worried about gathering for the holidays and spreading the virus. Is it the same thing with the flu? Have any numbers started to pop up in these weekly reports that would have been spread from being around sick family members over the last couple of weeks, or is that yet to come a little later this month?
I think it's still yet to come. I think we certainly are beginning to see this, kind of ranging throughout the month of December, and that's fairly typical. It's fairly typical from year to year. This season just seems to be, much harder hit. We're really at the magnitude is much higher than we see typically. But yes, I expect that our flu cases and will continue to surge in the coming weeks as we look at not only post holiday, but, again, back to school, back to work, etc.
So, what's the best thing folks can do right now to try to protect themselves?
Well, the most important thing is actually to ensure that you get vaccinated. Even though it's the beginning of January, it's still not too late, and it takes a couple of weeks almost to really get your immune system revved up against the flu. So if you haven't gotten the flu vaccine, please do so. And the other thing that I think is very important as well are the usual tried and true measures to reduce the spread of germs. And that is, please stay home when you've got
Hmm.
symptoms of flu. Don't go to school, don't go to work. And practice what we call good respiratory hygiene. Wash your hands, cover your coughs, but staying home is paramount.
What's going to be the biggest thing folks need to watch for if they start to feel some symptoms popping up and say, I'm not sure if it's the cold or it's the flu? What's going to be that telltale sign that they're dealing with something a little more than just a cold this winter?
Yeah, the symptoms of flu tend to again hit you hard really rapidly, and and you may have a fever as well, and it kind of comes out of nowhere. People seem to report that when you have flu versus a cold, it sort of feels like everything in your whole body aches like immediately. So monitor yourself. There are antivirals that can be given early on in the course of flu, especially for people that are vulnerable to complications of flu, if they're elderly. So again, you may want to consult with your healthcare provider if that's appropriate for you.
And Dr. Drenzek, it's worth bearing repeating that it's not too late to get the flu shot, as you just said a moment ago. And here in Georgia, I was looking through the numbers, and only about 17% of adults and 13% of kids are vaccinated against the flu this season. What do you make of those numbers? Are those low compared to years past, and why could that be?
It seems that this is really a national phenomenon in the sense that, yes, flu vaccine coverage so far this year across the nation and in Georgia seems to be lower than it has been in the past. And for whatever reason it is, our flu season kind of started out slowly. But now that it's ramped up to this degree, it really just begs and underscores the importance of going ahead and getting vaccinated. Even now, we expect to see flu circulating, even through the spring. So go ahead and do that if you haven't had a chance to do it right away.
Dr. Drenzek, I appreciate your time. I hope we can talk under some better circumstances, maybe once cases start coming down. Hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. Anything else you want to leave our viewers with before you go?
I think we've covered it all, but I just want to reiterate one more time. This season is shaping up to be a bad one. So if you haven't been vaccinated, please go ahead and do so. It not only protects you, but it protects your vulnerable family members and our communities.